Jai Hind everyone. I am assistant professor from the IT department. My name is Anju from AKG EEC, and today we will talk about a topic, a priori algorithm in data analytics. So basically, when we are talking about the a priori algorithm, basically we are considering the concept of association rule mining, which is very popular. It is unsupervised learning technique, and basically it is used in the business to help to identify the shopping pattern. Means if somebody is purchasing milk, there is a possibility that along with the milk, that person will purchase the bread, and so along with there is a possibility that if he is purchasing the bread, that may be or could be, there is a high probability that he will purchase the jam. Those kind of things we are finding out in a priori algorithm using the association rule. It is also known as market basket analysis. As I am telling you, we are analyzing the item set or a group of the item set for in the market. Okay, which can be combinedly sell and support the business. It helps to find the interesting relationship. As I am telling you, a person is purchasing the milk, there is a higher possibility that person will purchase the bread along with the milk. And along with the bread, there is a high probability that he or she will purchase the jam. It is finding out the relationship between variables. Variables are the items or the event. Thus, it helps cross sell related item and increase the size of the sale. I am running a business of a bread, so I will think, okay, along with the bread, if I am selling or if I am just putting an item jam free or something like that, then there is a possibility if a person is going to purchase a bread of a particular brand and I am giving with the bread a jam, so there is a possibility that he or she will purchase my bread or my brand bread. Okay, so this is what we want to achieve, and for that purpose we are using association mining rule, or we can say the concept of the association in the a priori algorithm. All data used in this technique is categorically, means if there are the multiple factors in my business, so I will categorize them. It is not like this that with the bread I am giving a Colgate or a toothpaste or brush or something like that. So I need to make the category also. There is no dependent variable. Every variable is independent. It is not like that jam will be sell along with the bread only. No, bread can be sold independently and jam can also be sold independently. It use machine learning algorithm. The a priori algorithm, we use it in the machine learning, and this technique accepts as input the raw point of the sale transactions data. Means previously I will analyze, okay, when I sold the bread, okay, along with the bread, how many times it happens that the customer is purchasing the jam also. The output produced in the description is most frequent affinities among the items. Means if there is a possibility of like, okay, with the bread, there are 100 sale of the bread and a person with the bread is purchasing the jam, and he also, other person also purchasing butter with the bread, but he purchased the butter only 20 times, but 80 times there are, along with the bread, he or she is purchasing the jam. So we will check out the point of sale of transaction data. We will take it as a raw input and we will analyze it. And the output produced is the description of the most frequent affinities among the item. Affinities means strong relationship between two items, as I am telling you, bread and jam. It was purchased 80 times, right? So the affinity between two items is bread and jam, not bread and butter. Like I can take another example, an example of the association rule, that a customer who bought a laptop, computer and virus protection software also bought an extended service plan 70% of the time. So that is what I have, analyzed it, and I am giving a affinity between laptop, that okay, along with the laptop, the affinity with the two items is virus protection software and the extended service. Another example what I can take, that a customer who bought a bread and milk also bought butter at a time of the time. So the affinity is what? Bread, milk and butter. The affinities percentile is, if I'll take whole, means there is 100 items, so 80 times what happens, bread, milk, and when a person is purchasing bread and milk, along with it 80% times what happens, that person is purchasing butter also along with it. So that is the affinity or the relationship we have analyzed in a particular business which is selling milk, butter and bread. In business environment, a pattern or knowledge can be used for many purposes. Obviously, if I want to purchase, means if I see I don't have any business, I want to open a business, I want to sell the bread. So it will not be like that I am just going and opening a shop. First, I will analyze the shops, not 1, 2 or 3 or more than 3 or more than 10. And I will try to achieve, okay, what kind of the item I need to keep in my store so that my sale will be high and I can earn the profit, right? So, in business environment, this pattern or this relationship matters a lot. If I'm selling the milk and I'm seeing, okay, there are 20 shops, along with the milk, they are keeping butter and bread. So, I will also keep it so that I can increase my profit. In sale and marketing, it is used for e-commerce site design. Obviously, if I'm talking about the Amazon website, so we always see that I'm purchasing a laptop, so automatically if you will scroll down, you will get to know there is a written line along with 8% purchase this combination also. That is the suggestion, because most of the people when purchasing the laptop, they along with it they are purchasing them also. So if you are interested, because it can work with it, it is showing the strong relationship between the item. So if you are interested, you can go for it. It can be useful for right now, or it can be useful in the future also, and along with it we are getting some kind of the sale also. So it just giving the option or the marketing kind of the things to the customer. This analysis suggests not to put one item on a sale at a time, instead to create a bundle of the product. Means, as I told you, I want to purchase on Amazon, I want to purchase a laptop. So if I'm scrolling down, I'm just watching, okay, along with it, if I need to purchase the antivirus, not today, after 1 month I need it, because without it my system will be corrupt in 1 or 2 days, or if some website I'm opening it, there is a high possibility that my system will get affected by virus. So we try to make the bundle. Okay, so those bundle, when I'm making those bundles, so there is a probability, or as we analyze in the market, it increases the sale. In retail environment, it can be used for store design. Obviously, if I'm just making a shop of the milk, as I'm telling you, so I will make a shelf which is showing the, yes, I do have bread also, you can purchase the bread, or there are butter options also, or the jam option also. A strongly associated item can be kept close tougher for the customer convenience. As I'm telling you, I will try to keep the bread with milk, not I will not keep it like this, that okay, on this shelf is a milk and you are going for, then you are getting the bread. No, those who are showing the strong association or the affinities, they need to be placed together or nearby, so that the customer can, if the person in mind, he is not having any idea, once he see, oh, I need to, I can make this, I can eat the bread with the milk or something. So those items who are strong affinity or association rules, so they can be kept together, so that when a customer is coming, the customer is getting the information and he or she can purchase it strongly. They could be placed far from each other, so that the customer has to walk to the aisle, and by doing it potentially exposed to other item. But there I need to point out one more thing. When we are keeping it apart, okay, there is a bread and there is a milk. I know I want to that they are having a strong affinity, but I want to sell the jam also, because jam's sale is going down in my shop. So what I will do, I will keep the bread away and I will keep the milk away and I will put the jam. But these items should be related with the milk or bread also, because then only I will be interested, because I'm hungry, I want to eat something with bread. So there will be rusk packet or the biscuit packet or something else. For those items, I want to increase the sale. Now, representing association rule, there are two things which we need to keep in the mind. A generic rule represented between set X and Y, and that is X, Y and S percentile and the C percentile. X, Y are the product or the service. Left hand side, X is the left hand side, or we can say antecedent, and the Y is the right hand side, or we can say the consequent. S is the support. What support tells? The S percentile I am talking about, this is the support tells how often it happens. X and Y go together in the total transaction cycle, means bread and butter, how often it is happening. Confidence is what? How often Y goes together with the X. If I am purchasing the X, how often it is happening that Y is also going with that. So that is, I need to be considered the support together there, and how many times it is happening. If the person is purchasing this one, then he will also purchase that one. Dependency is there. So that there we will take the confidence. Now, if I'll say there are 100 transactions, and out of 100 product X was bought 8 times, product X and Y bought 6 times. How many times it was happened? When I am purchasing X, X is the bread, okay. Total transaction is 100, 80 times I purchased the bread. But 80 times when I purchased the bread, how many times it happened that I am purchasing the butter also? So that is the 60 times. That Y is purchased with X is 60 times. Then the association rule will be 60%, 75, which we will calculate further also. So that is our association rule. As we can say, X implement Y, support frequency of XY by total number of transaction, X and Y together, and Y. Confidence क्या होगा? How many times it happens when I am purchasing the X and Y is being purchased? That is frequency of X and Y together when I am purchasing only X, not total transactions. Not all association rules are interesting or useful. Means if something happens like, okay, when I purchase the bread and the butter, I just purchase the Colgate also. That it doesn't mean that every time the Colgate will be purchased. Okay. In association rule mining, the goal is to find the rule that satisfies user specific minimum support S and the minimum confidence. That we need to calculate. That is very mandatory in a priori algorithm. The resulting set of rules are same irrespective of algorithm use. That is, given a transaction data set T, a minimum support and a minimum confidence, the set of association rules existing in T is uniquely determined. The most popular algorithms are a priori, ECLAT and FP growth. But today we will cover a priori algorithm. It is the most popular algorithm which is using association rule mining. A frequent item set is an item set whose support, I am talking about S, is greater than or equal to minimum support threshold. Means if we are having a support of means any, means I am giving you minimum support is 2. So those value, those association rule who are having equal or greater than 2 will come into the set, otherwise it will be neglected. A priori property is downward closure property, which means that any subset of a frequent item set also frequent item. Means if the frequent item set I am considering and it is a subset of another, so means its subset will also be frequent, and if I am taking it. This use the bottom-up approach, and the size of the frequent subset is gradually increased, and from one item subset to 2 item subset, and 2 to 3. Means first we will consider bread and butter, then bread, butter, and then bread, butter, jam. So we will try to go further and we will try to combine more and more item, and we will find out the confidence and support, and with that we will find the strong association rule. This is what we will do in a priori algorithm. So Now we will take the examples. A dozen of sale transaction. The objective is use these transaction data to find the affinities, means association rule between the product, and this is what which all products sell together often. So we will find out. Okay, the support level will be set at 33% and the confidence level will be set at 50%. Okay, so now I am taking an example. Suppose we have a following data set which I am having. These are the transaction and these are the item set. In the first transaction, A and B was sold, and transaction 2, B and D was sold. In third transaction, B and C, and so on. T9, total I am having 9 transactions, and along with it, what I am given? I am given minimum support, which is 2, and the confidence is given 50%. We will use it. First, as I told you, previously we discussed, first what we will do, we will go for the single item. Okay, so what I will do? Different items are A, B, C, D, E. I don't think so I have any other. Only these are the items that I am considering. The total number of transactions are 9 and different item sets are A, B, C, D, E. So I will count how frequently it occurs. So I will count the number of A, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hope I have counted. So it will be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For B, 7. C देख लेते हैं. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C will be 6. D देख लेते हैं. 1, 2, I think it is only 2, and E 1, only 1. Okay, so that is the frequency of an item which is sold when there are total number of transactions are 9. A was 6 times, B was 7 times, C was 5 times, D was 2 times, and E was 1 time. So that is what I have calculated. That is my candidate set, first set, or I can say C1. I just calculated. I haven't done anything different. I just count the number of items which occur in total 9 transactions. Now what I will do? Now minimum support is given here. As we can see, minimum support is 2. There is 2. Now let's come over here. Minimum support is 2. Is there any item who is having support less than 2? Yes, it is. Which one is? E. So E will be eliminated and the new set will be A, B, C, D. So that is the first refinement, and the affinity, strong affinity is for the C1. First candidate set is A, B, C, D. Now I will go for the step 2. I will make the combination of 2. Okay, let's go for the step 2. So how we will do it? I'll take A combination with B, A combination with C, and A combination with D. Let's come over. A, B, A, C, A, D. Right? Go back. I will come here. How many times it happened that A, B occurred together? Okay. So we will go for it. 1, A, B, 2, okay, 3 and 4. How many times it happened that A, B was together in transaction? That is 4. Let's see here. It is 4. Now I will go for AC. I will check each and every transaction and I will count how many times it happened when I purchased A. C was also purchased. Let's go here. No, 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 no. 1, AC is together. 2, 3 and 4. AC was also purchased 4 times together. So there will be 4. Now I will go for D. Come here. So A, D, no. Oh, yes, I got 1. AD is 1. Is there anywhere else? No. So AD was purchased together only once. Same I will count for BC and same I will count for BD. Okay. Let's go for the BC also. B and C, B and C. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Let's check. Is there 4? Yes, 4. Let's go for the BD. BD1, BD2. No, only 2 times. Yes, it is 2 times. Now I will go for the CD. CD, come here. Now, is there any transaction where A, C and D is together? No, we don't have. It means together CD, it was not purchased. So, the value will be 0. Now again, the minimum support value is 2. Here it is given minimum support value is 2. Again we will go to it. 4 is greater than 2. Yes, the affinity is strong. AC, yes, 4, affinity is strong. But AD, no, it will eliminate. BC, yes, it will be. BD, yes, equivalent to support. CD, no, because it is less than support value, which is 2. So, it will be eliminated, and we will have new table, we will have new affinity affinity table, and that is AB, AC, BC and BD. These are frequented purchased table, okay, items. Those are having strong affinity, both item are purchased together and they are having strong affinity over other combinations, okay. Like I told you in the starting, that it happens, we don't keep each and every association rule who is using kept in the frequent item set. Why? Like I am telling you, we can take an example of this one also, that CD was purchased. Yes, AD was purchased, right? That along with the bread, it happens one time that Colgate was purchased, but it is happening occasionally. So we don't need to make our shop or our business oriented on bread. Along with bread, we will try to sell the Colgate. No, we will not go for that. Okay. So now we will go for the 3, means first we counted single item, we did. Then I went for the 2 items who are selling together. Now I will go to check the affinity between 3 items. Those 3 items who are purchased frequently, which are purchased frequently for the 3 items. Okay, I want to make my shop, so I will keep those kind of the item in my shops which are purchased together frequently, right? Now I will go for the step 3. Again, AB with C, AB with D. Okay, ABC, BCD, ACD and ABD. That you can make from here. AB, you will combine with it. C is not there. Yes, you will take ABC. Now you will go here, ABC again, ABD. So I have taken ABC and ABD. Now ACB, it will become ABC. I already have taken. BCD, I haven't taken, so I will go for BCD. There is BCD. Now AC combination, ABC is become, but ACD no, so I have taken ACD. There are 4 sets which is became uniquely. Okay, now I will count again, support count. I will go for the initial. Okay, how many times it happened that I have purchased A, B, C all together in the transaction? I will go for the initial table again. A, B, C. Oh yes, 1 and 2. It happens twice that A, B, C is purchased together. So I have taken it. Now BCD, I will go for BCD. BCD, no, sorry. BCD. BCD is 0. BCD is 1. Just a moment, I think. BCE, ABD, and no, it will be 0. It is an error. Okay. So BCD will be 0. I'm sorry, there is an error. It will be 0. ACD is 0, we have already checked. But if I will go for ABD, yes, it happens 1. So here ABD, that will be 1. This is the change over here. I'm sorry for the mistake. Now, what combination here? Again, support count, it is 2. So I will not take this one, it will be eliminated. I will not take this one, it will be eliminated. Not this one, and I will take this one because it is satisfying the rule that it should be greater than or equal to minimum support, which is 2. So now we will, now this is, and I will take ABC combination. This is my final combination which I got. Now, once I have got the ABC, the strong combination item set, those item set, those who are having strong affinity. Now, in step 4, we will find the association rule of the subset. We will not go further because I have only one set left and it cannot be made with another. So, there the steps of making the grouping of the item set will be stopped. Now, we will go for the association rule of the subset. To generate the association rule, first we will create new table with the possibility rule from the occurrence combination of ABC. ABC are item. For all the rule, we will calculate the confidence using the formula which we will use to for this. Support A, B divided by A. After calculating the confidence value for all rule, we will exclude the rule, those who have less confidence than the minimum threshold confidence is given, that is 50%. Now, we will use only 3. So, first association rule which we will take, A, B, how many times it happened that I have purchased A, B and along with it I have purchased C. So, the thing is, I will take support value of A, B, C and I will divide it with the A, B. So, how many times it happened that A, B, C come together? Let's go here. A, B, C. I can take it from here also, that is given 2. Okay. So, I will put the value 2 and divide by how many times it happened that A, B purchased together. Okay. I will go for the A, B, that is 4. So, here it will be 2 divided by 4 and 0.5. So, it will be 50%. Same, I will go for the another. That is how many times it happened that when you are purchasing the B or C item together and along with it A is also being purchased. Okay. So, here I will go again. First, the formula will be, I need to count BCA. How many times it happened that BCA is purchased together? BCA. I will go for BCA. Same BCA, ABC, whatever you want to call, it is 2. And how many times it happens that B or C purchased together? So, I will go for the BC, that is 4. Again, I will go here and I will put the value 4 and it is 50%. In the same manner, I will calculate each and every relationships, and with those relationship I will calculate the total confidence. Now, as I am having this, I know the minimum threshold value for the confidence is 50%. So, for 50%, is it equivalent? Yes, I will keep it. This one, yes, will keep. This one, yes, keep. Is it satisfying the threshold value? No. The minimum value is 50%. So, I will eliminate it. Next is 33.33. Is it? No. It is less than the minimum confidence value. So, that will also be eliminated. And then 28%, that will also be eliminated. Okay, because the threshold value, confidence value is given, how much I have given, that is 50%. Here, as you can see, it is given 50%. Okay. So, now the final is those A and B, C is purchase, this I will keep, this and this. These three I will keep as the given threshold minimum 50%. So first three rules can be considered as strong association rule for the given problem. So this is how we find out the combination of the item sets which is used to boost the sale of the business. So this is how we apply the a priori algorithm. Now advantages are, it is easy to understand for this algorithm, it is very easy. The join and prune step of the algorithm can easily be implemented on large database, but there are certain disadvantages also. It works slow compared to other algorithm. It is a little slow if we are comparing it with the other algorithm. Overall performance can reduce at it scan the database multiple times. Whenever you are going for the new rule to identify, it will analyze the whole database, which take the time, so the time complexity will be increased. The time complexity and space complexity of the a priori algorithm is O2D, which is very high. As I am telling you, it will every time will go and analyze the whole database. Here D represents the horizontal width present in the database. I hope you understood the concept of the a priori algorithm, as we have solved a numerical also. So I hope you understood. Thank you. Jai.